Hi, everybody. I want to continue our series on Jesus and resilience. And one of the things I want to talk with you about when it comes to resiliency in Jesus and resiliency for you and for me is having those inner circle friendships. Okay, if you look at the life of Jesus, he had a lot of followers. He had crowds of people who would come out to hear him and who would come along around him and but he was selective. He was careful about who he let in to his tighter circles. And so out of the crowds of people, he chose 12. Out of the 12, he had Peter, James, and John that he was closest with. And then even within that inner circle of those three, there was John was called the beloved, right? The beloved disciple. So again, if it was important for Jesus to have an inner circle of people to rely on, it's important for you and for me. And you can see in different ways how Jesus relied on them. Now, the difference is in that situation, even though he relied on them to a point, Jesus is the Son of God, right? So there's only so much that they're going to do to speak into his life. You're not Jesus, and neither am I, right? We need people who will encourage us and speak into our lives, and that we can do the same for them. I'm going to share with you, I won't share details, I don't have time for that, but I will share with you that there was a time in my life many years ago, nearly 20 years ago now, that my wife and I were really facing some difficult days. And not in our marriage, but it was things that outside that we were facing that really had us beaten down. I mean, we were doing our best to rely on God and to rely on each other. But as I looked around, I'm like, who is with me in this? Where are my friends? Like, there were people I thought were, I was tight with. I thought I had an inner circle that was solid and that I could rely on. But then in my time of need, they were nowhere to be found. I mean, they didn't call, they didn't check on me, they didn't visit. When I reached out to them via email or voicemails, I never even got a response, much less any help. And it was very difficult. And in the years since, I have gone through difficult times that were even more difficult than that situation. But I had deep friendships in place, the deepest of friendships that I could rely on and not put all of that on my wife and not merely try to go it alone, right? And so I want to encourage you to find an inner circle of people, your Peter, James, and John, if you will, who can come alongside you to encourage you, to help you, to kick you in the pants if need be. I don't think Peter, James, and John were doing that to Jesus. It's probably not a good idea to kick the Son of God in the pants. But you and I need that, right? So who is in your inner circle? Do you have an inner circle? If you don't be discouraged, but I'm going to tell you, you need to find one. You need to have those people. And even within that circle, it's important to have a deep friendship with somebody they can really rely on. Now, you've got to be careful in how you go about selecting that person and those people. You really ought to spend some time in prayer on it. Yeah, test the waters there and that kind of thing before you just like and spill your guts to somebody that the first person that comes along that shows a little interest or care. But I'm going to tell you the benefits of having deep friendships are great. The benefits of having those people that you can rely on when stuff gets difficult, when life is really, you can't put a price on that. I've been through difficult days without friends, and I've been through difficult days with friends. I'll take this side all day long. It's the way to go. Who is in your inner circle And if you have the inner circle, what are you doing to speak into and maintain those relationships? Jesus had an inner circle. Do you?